Hello, everybody. Hi. We're going to make some apple fritters. You know what? When you have apples and you've been blessed with apples, you make stuff. So I've got applesauce over in the crock pot. It's almost ready. And then I'm going to start making some apple fritters. So I want to put some butter. And you can probably see that over there. So I'm going to put some butter and olive oil. Whoops, I got the wrong one. Okay. We'll put butter and olive oil in that and let it start heating up for our apple fritters. And I saved like that much apples, and I know some of them look brown, but I did put lemon juice on them, put them in the refrigerator. So we'll go from there. Let me put some. If you put olive oil in, and I always get the good stuff, with your butter, it's likely not to burn. We don't need a whole lot anyway because I'm going to be making them a little different. Now when the grandsons and I made them years ago, they chopped up all the apples for me, and they done a very good job. I remember, I think that was the first time I let Elijah and Braden have a knife, was to sit at the table with me and chop up stuff. So I'm just going to use this little bowl, and we're going to add vanilla, pure vanilla, an egg, and self-rising flour, and apples. Yeah. So we're going to start with that. Let me get this ready. Let me chop the apples up. Can you see? Well, that's kind of in the way, isn't it? Whoops. I'm all thumbs here. I've been up since 5:30 working on stuff. Let me see. Let me see what I can do here. I'm using the tablet that Paul and Hannah got me when I lived at the other house to do this kind of stuff. Anyway, I want to get that melted, which it is getting melted. We'll turn it on low. So I want to cut these apples up better. The boys done a wonderful job when they cut them up. But I don't have them here now, so got to do it another way. I'm just going to take the knife and start chopping. Now I had these in with the, when I was making the apple sauce, but I thought I'm going to take some out and make some fritters, because I haven't had a fritters for a long time. We used to make them and put them out on a wire rack, and they would be gone in no time though. Everybody loved them. Now you can do this with pancake mix or whatever you want to do, but I'm just going to make them the way I usually do them. Oh, I forgot the cinnamon too. I'm not sure if I want a lot of cinnamon on these, because I think there's already some on them. I'll just chop them up in little pieces, because you want them to cook with your dough. You don't want them to be great big. How's everybody doing today? Yeah, I was blessed with 3 grocery sacks. I think there was like 15 apples in each one, so I'm able to make me some apple fritters and can Applesauce is one of the easiest things to can. The longest thing about applesauce is cooking it down. And I don't do mine in a pan. I just put it in a big crock pot and let it cook the apples, and then I take the lid off and let it cook down. Now with mine, I got an ingredient I put in my applesauce, okay? I like, when I have a batch of stuff like applesauce to can, I usually put, and it's a good bit, I usually put pineapple, crushed pineapple in with it. It just gives it a flavor I like, and I do not like it emulsified. I like it with little tiny chunks. Not all of it, but some little tiny chunks in it. That's the way my mother always liked it, was chunky applesauce. I made her some one time, and I made sure it was chunky. And it was 8 years ago, because I made Mary Lou some too, because she was pregnant for JC, and she wanted some, well, she was craving applesauce, so what better way to get applesauce than to make it yourself? I think that might be good enough. I'll chop him up a little bit more. Do. How you doing over there? You're doing pretty good. Now, I don't usually put butter in it, but I put a little bit of butter this time. See, these apples are not all the way done through. I didn't want them to be. That's why I'm chopping them smaller. Which you don't have to. These were just cooking in there with the rest of the stuff. I just took them out. Because I thought, I got a light bulb in my head there. Said, make some apple fritters. You haven't done that for a long time. Now, let me go get the cinnamon, which I do not care for cinnamon. Really. I just don't. I'm not a cinnamon eater. But we will put just a tad bit in it. Just a very little bit. Okay, let me get these in this bowl. Let's see. Okay. Let me get these in the bowl. And I'm using self-rising flour, so I don't need any baking soda and all that stuff. There we go. That's going to have to be washed. Boy, if Janelle only knew how many times I've washed this thing and used it. Okay. So we got these down in there. Okay. Now we're going to take that egg and crack it into the bowl. In case you're watching Emma Silcoat, you can learn to make apple fritters. I shouldn't have got this thing's too big, but it'll do the job. Just whisk that little egg up, or egg, and make sure that you get it whisked up good. Okay, you're stuck. You are stuck in there. Get the little spatula. And then I'm going to pour this egg in there, okay? Get all that egg out of there. And you're talking like that, I think that was like a cup or cup and a half of apples. And you do not have to cook them first. You just cut them up, chop them up. That's all you have to do. Cinnamon, don't really care for it, but we'll put a little bit on for tradition. Just a tad bit. Now, I'm going to go ahead and mix that up with the egg. Put some vanilla in there. Probably about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Or I'll just use a capful, because this is pure vanilla. Pure vanilla extract. And we are going to put, let's start with a cup of self-rising. And I sifted this and everything before I even put it in this thing. You've probably seen me do it on one of my videos. So let's just put that in there. Just mix it around. It's the most simplest thing to make, and it's apple season, so you want to make you a fritter. Make somebody you love a fritter. Make yourself a fritter. Be a fritter. It's going to be a little stiff. You don't want it runny like a pancake mix. But you'll flatten these out a little bit in the pan. Yeah, I think that's your dough right there. The foam going there. Alright, now, I was trying to think what I wanted to use for there it is. I'm going to use this. Now, let me try to get you over here by the skillet. Mix that around a little bit. Now, I'm going to take this, which is a right-handed one, and I'm left-handed. And take and put that down in that. I'll show you in a minute soon I get these in there. Just put them in your hot grease or whatever you're using. I got butter and olive oil. A lot of apples. I should have. We're just going to take, whoops, got them right in your way. We're going to take and just try to flatten them down a little bit, just a little bit, so they'll cook through real good. Just let them lay there and hope for the best. There's a lot of apples in these ones. I usually didn't put that much apples in it, but who knows. Now I'm going to turn that down a little bit and let them just lay there a minute. And then I'm going to get a plate with the paper towels. I got the plate. Let me turn that around. Well, where do I turn around at? Nah, that's taking a picture. I don't see where you turn around at. I know it's on there somewhere. Anyway,